is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, the best place for new coaches, content creators, and entrepreneurs. Now, before we begin, you'll notice that the background in this video is slightly different, and that's because I'm currently still traveling. As we speak, I am currently in Chiang Mai, Thailand, but that doesn't stop the videos from coming to you guys almost every single Sunday. Now, in today's video, I really want to talk about a topic that I haven't really touched on at all here on my channel, and that is the power of live video. Regardless if you are on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, live video, aka live streaming, has become not only more and more popular, but also more and more powerful when it comes to driving more traffic and more reach onto your social media platforms. That's why if you aren't currently using live video within your business strategy, you are truly missing out. Not only this, in this video, I also want to share with you guys some tips and tricks on how you can get started with live video, because I know through talking to you guys one-on-one, a lot of you guys know that live video is important, but many of you guys are petrified to actually get started, and I don't blame you. Creating content live and delivering it real time to a real audience that's engaging with you can be very nerve-wracking. That's why in this video I am going to share some specific strategies that I've used myself in order for me to truly get consistent with live video. Before we dive into the video, I also want to give a shout out to two special people. The first is our YouTube comment of the week. Thank you so much for leaving this comment on my previous video and for supporting the channel. The second one is our Instagram profile of the week. Thank you so much for sharing last week's video on your Instagram story. It's truly appreciated and honestly makes my day when I see you guys watching my videos and sharing them in real time. Now, if you want to be featured in next week's video, you can do one of the following two things. Number one, leave a comment below on this video, or number two, screenshot this video and share it on your Instagram story. Just don't forget to tag me. Now, with that out of the way, let's just dive right into the video. Now, first things first, let's talk about the power of live video. Let's kick off with Instagram, let's say. Have you noticed that every time someone or yourself goes on live video, almost everyone that follows you will get a notification? Not only this, when you go on live, you are prioritized in the story feed. This is amazing and incredible visibility for your account. To sweeten the pot just a little bit, if you actually go on live with someone else as well, not only do your followers get a notification, but their followers do as well. That's why you're going to be able to increase your visibility by a lot when you choose to use live video. To add on to all of this, what I've also noticed is that Instagram more and more has added more features and functions to the live stream feature. And that really goes to show that they're truly investing in live stream because they value it for their platform. It's probably one of the most organic and engaging ways that you can actually speak to your audience. For example, did you know that people can obviously live chat with you, but also the questions can be systematically filtered through so that you can have it all packaged up neatly? Not only this, new features such as picture-in-picture has now allowed content creators to create even more engaging live streams by sharing photos, slide decks, videos, whatever you can think of that you can share with your audience. To me, that really shows that Instagram is truly pushing live stream on their platform. Now, moving on to other platforms such as Facebook or YouTube. For Facebook specifically, what I've noticed through firsthand experience of doing live streams on my business page, I've actually gotten way more reach and way more engagement on those posts versus posts that I pre-plan in advance. That is a true testament to show that Facebook truly values live content and will push it further on people's feeds. Not only this, as a pro tip, if you are someone who, let's say, has a Facebook group and you go on live stream often in your Facebook group, that's actually going to allow your Facebook group to actually rank higher in Facebook's algorithm. So, like I said, if you have a personal page, business page, or you're using Facebook in general, regardless if it's groups or not, to actually grow your business, leveraging live video can truly give you that extra boost that you're looking for. Not only this, if you are, let's say, on YouTube, did you know that when you actually go on live video, it will rank higher within search and within the algorithm? That's why, again, if you aren't leveraging live video right now on either platforms that you choose, you are truly missing out on a really big opportunity to grow your socials. Now, at this point of the video, you might be convinced that live video is really going to help bring your business to the next level. But part of you is probably also nervous and worried to actually get started with live video. That's why I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips and strategies on how I got started and got my feet wet with live video. The first tip that I have for you is a no-brainer tip, and I'm going to talk about it really quickly because I feel like everyone shares this tip, and that is make sure that you are practicing on Instagram stories first, or any type of really bite-sized content pieces that don't require a lot of time but aren't necessarily live. If you are nervous about being live, at least get comfortable speaking to a camera first. Now, the next tip that I have for you is something that I preach, and that is create bite-sized content first. What this means is I noticed that a lot of people, when they want to go on live for the very first time, they are setting really high expectations for themselves. They automatically dive into creating 20-minute, 30-minute live streams. That can be really stressful, and it stressed me out too when I first started. That's why instead of telling myself that I need to nail a 20-minute live stream or deliver a 30-minute presentation live to my audience, what I instead do is go on live for 5 minutes only. Try to focus on creating very short, bite-sized content pieces for your audience via live so that you can at least get your feet wet of going live in general. And as you get more confident, then you can start increasing the times that you go on live. For example, going from 5 minutes to 15, 15 to 30, 30 to an hour if you'd like. But my biggest advice to you is that if you are intimidated by live, don't make it harder on yourself by feeling like you need to deliver 20 minutes of value. Instead, just tell yourself, hey, I'm gonna go on live for 5 minutes only, deliver one big tip to my audience, and voila. That's why if you are intimidated by live, make sure you do create bite-sized content first. Now, moving on to the next tip that I have for you, and that is create a formula for yourself. Now, what exactly does this mean? I'm gonna give you a very clear example. For me, I deliver a lot of lives over on my Facebook page and also in my free Facebook group, Turn Your Followers into Clients. And generally, when I prepare for these live streams, what I like to do is I like to write down some notes of what I'm gonna say in bullet point form. But over time, what I realized is that I was starting to see a pattern of how I was structuring and organizing the flow of my live streams. So what I ended up doing was I ended up creating a plug and play formula for myself for me to follow every single time I go on live stream. Now, to give you a clear picture of what exactly I'm talking about when it comes to creating formulas, for me, over on my Facebook channels, I talk a lot about entrepreneurship and coaching. And generally with all of my live streams, I like to teach and coach my audience on how they can improve their coaching efforts or how they can improve their business efforts. So my formula is the beginning of every live stream, I give 3 main takeaways. This is what I'm going to promise my audience of what they're going to learn from my live stream. Next, I then talk about personal experience. Regardless of what the theme of that live stream is, I love to tie it back to a personal experience on why exactly I'm here to share this particular topic. Then I talk about mistakes. I talk about the mistakes that some of the coaches might be making or business owners might be making. Following that, I then talk about the undesired outcomes that come from those mistakes. And last but not least, I then offer a solution. This is the formula that I like to follow for almost all of my live streams of that particular nature. That's why if you are someone who's been noticing a pattern of what your live streams are all about, I highly recommend that you create a plug and play formula for yourself that you can simply replicate for every single live stream that you do and truly streamline your content creation process. Now, speaking of content creation and business, make sure you also download my free blueprint, Turn Your Followers into Clients, because creating this type of content that builds demand is going to be crucial when it comes to actually converting many of your followers to become clients for your business. So again, if you haven't downloaded this blueprint already, make sure you check out the link in the comment section below or in the description box below as well. Now, the next tip that I have for you is something that has truly helped me, especially when I was first starting with live stream. And that is, instead of doing solo shows, try to do interviews instead. When I first started my live stream journey, I was just like you, super petrified to be on live. So what I did was I actually created more interviews with other people, because what I found was that doing live streams with someone else was far better than doing them alone. Not only this, when it's an interview style, you kind of get in the moment of having a conversation with someone else and you forget the fact that you are even live. Not only this, to sweeten the pot, if you are the host of the interview and you're the one asking the questions and not the one being actually interviewed, that actually takes a lot more edge off when it comes to live video. That's why if you are uncomfortable with with live video, try to pair up with someone else or use it as a good excuse to do interviews and network with other people so that you don't have to feel alone when doing live content. Now, following this, if you are still telling yourself, nope, I can't do it, I'm uncomfortable with doing live video, then the next tip might be beneficial for you, and that is choose unpopular times to go live. Now, this obviously sounds like a very counterintuitive tip, but like me, when I first started, I was petrified in actually having real people going on and watching me in real time. I didn't have an issue being on camera, but I did have an issue with real people watching it. That's why I specifically and strategically chose the times where I knew people were either sleeping or at work in order to do my live streams. And over time, as I got more confident in having a smaller audience watching me, I then started to migrate my live streams to more popular times where I would have a bigger audience. That's why, again, if you are someone who is still very nervous to be on live simply because of the fact that you know other people are watching you, then don't make it harder on yourself and specifically choose the times where you know that there's not going to be that big of an audience watching you. Now, so far in this video, we covered a lot of ground when it comes to live video and live streaming. First of all, we talked about the power of live video, and we also gave you some tips and strategies on how you can get started in a very stress-free way. Now remember, live stream is only a very small portion of your content strategy, and content strategy is also a very small portion of actually the entire process to turn a follower into a client for your business. That's why if you haven't already, make sure you check out the description box and the comment below to snag this blueprint right here, because I share the entire process that I walk through all of my clients and students through to turn their followers into clients. Not only this, while you wait for next week's YouTube video, make sure that you also check out these two videos that I have here as well. I talk a lot about coaching, social media, and entrepreneurship. So again, make sure you check out these two videos as well. As always, guys, I appreciate you. I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, and a great life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.